I have been sent a rather large box from America. I hope it's not a bomb. Let's open it and see what's inside. Where did I put my knife? Right, I found my knife. Please don't be a bomb. This is going to be the most boring video ever because you can't actually see. What is inside? Right, I know who this came from. Right. Let's just set this aside for 1 second to put some context to this rather strange video. A bit ago I reviewed the 360 degrees 3-inch frame, and I really loved this frame. It was perfect for what I wanted to do, which was to run a GoPro on top, and the fact it was a little bit heavier and it had a wider top plate, etc, etc, really played into what I was looking for. However, on its first flight I broke an arm, and it was carrying a RunCam 3 at the time. It did fly really well, and it basically broke along the bolt here. And I made a video, and I subsequently took that video down because if you've watched my microscope video, I put the arm from this frame under the microscope and kind of looked at it and to see if I could find any flaws in the carbon, and I couldn't. So what we have here, I think, is potentially one of two issues. One, I was really unlucky, or two, this mounting point here just needs to be a little bit wider. Anyway, I took that video down, I communicated my thoughts to Skyler, and he made some changes, and I asked him just to send basically just a replacement arm. It was a startup company. I didn't want him to spend a fortune sending stuff backwards and forwards, so I just asked him to send the replacement arm. Anyway, and today this has arrived, so let's have a look and see what I've got. So I have a 360 degrees hat, which I will wear as it's freezing, so thank you very much for that. Oh, there's lots of stuff in here. I have some 3D printed XT60 connector. Yep, XT60 connector caps. I have balance lead protectors. So basically that just clips your balance lead to your main battery wire. I have, gosh, a big box of goodies. I have some stickers. I have some props, which are the Gemfan 3052 Flash, which are my favourite 3-inch props, so thanks very much for that. And they're clear as well, actually, which is awesome. I need some clear ones. I have this is where it's getting interesting. I have a RunCam 3 or GoPro session mount. Oh! I also have a couch for it. Oh look, this is clever, and it locks into there. Oh, that's perfect, and it's really light. In fact, where's my scales? Some of these things can be really heavy, but this one isn't. Yeah, 11 grams, fantastic. And a little couch, 8 grams, fantastic. So whether I want to run my silicone skin or this guy, yeah, I really like that. Yeah, got a really good way of mounting my GoPro session. What else have we got in here? We have a RunCam What is it? A RunCam Swift 2. Wow. Thank you very much, Skyler. We have we have motors. Ah, this is fantastic. So these are the good old Brother Hobby 1407 3600 kV, and I'm really familiar with these little guys because this was the thing that started, this was the motor that started my kind of love affair with 3 and 4 inch quads, and they're cracking little motors these. They're not the be all and end all that they were when they were first released, but even today they're still really good motors, and I like the fact I've been sent the 3600 kV because on my GoPro stuff, or should I say on my dream build of getting a 3 inch to carry a GoPro session, and I'll link the test flights that I did on my other quad, the 3200 kV of the Cobras was a little bit low. 4100 kV on the RCX motors was really good, and this will allow me to test something nicely in the middle of those two to find the sweet spot. So that's a perfect bunch of motors for me, so thank you very much for those. We have a flight controller. Let's have a look. What have we got? Wow. Right, so this is the Lumineer Alpha 32-bit, BL Heli 32 4-in-1 ESC and flight controller. And there's quite a few of these knocking around. I've wanted to try these actually for a bit, but I've never plucked up the courage to actually buy one. These are rebranded under a couple of different names. I think the original manufacturer of this is Sunrise, because I think the Sunrise Siskin, which I'm pretty sure is identical to this, is the original board, and Lumineer have rebranded it for themselves. And also Racer Star do the F4, what's it called, the F4 Star, the 32 BL Heli 32 version, and I'm not sure whether that's exactly the same or whether it's B grade stock or what the score is, but there's a few of these knocking around. That's a really unusual choice, I would say, for a 3 inch quad, because you could happily stick this in a 5 inch quad with, you know, 2, 3 or 6 motors, etc., and it will run really well. But the perk of something like this is it's going to make your build really easy. Let's see how much it weighs actually. How much can you see there? Sorry. Oh, what's that? So it weighs 16.5 grams, so it's a light thing, but not as light as, what did I do with it? As the usual 20 by 20 stacks like this one that I put in here, which is basically a 20 by 20 flight controller and ESC stack, which I think they weigh about 9 grams. So you're not really going to have too many issues with 1407 motors running something like this beast, because there's no way 1407s will push out anything more than 20 amps or so in flight. So yeah, but wow, thank you very much for that. That's really impressive. Good bit of kit. So we've got that. We have a tattoo battery strap. Right, and this is where it's going to get really interesting. Right, he sent me a whole new frame by the looks of it. So this must be the V2 frame. We've had some conversations, or not conversations, but emails back and forth about the original frame. And I really, as I said, I really like the original frame. It was perfect for what I wanted to do. However, I felt at the time that I originally got it that there were certain elements of it that could have been slimmed down just to save a little bit of weight. The bottom plate and the top plate in particular were pretty large for a 3 inch. So let's have a look and see what this V2 version actually looks like. Excuse me. So let's have a look. Right, so it looks like we've got the same chunky bottom plate that I liked so much. Is that the same? Looks very slightly, yeah, it's very slightly slimmed down. And the top plate, yeah, the top plate originally ran kind of pretty much straight across, and you can see I filed mine down here. You can see the top plate has been slimmed down a lot. And if we get that little couch that he's designed, yeah, that's perfect. So you can see that the actual couch sits perfectly onto the new frame, the new top frame. It also fits perfectly on the old one as well, so the holes are still the same. That's going to work really nicely. Really excited about this actually. What else have I got in here? So I've got 3D printed mounts. I've got, I think they're 20mm standoffs. Yeah, more camera mounts. And I've got a bunch of arms, and I'm hoping that this is what I think it is. So I've got 4. What have I got here? Wow. Right, let's have a look. So these are the same as the original ones. Right, so these are the original 3-inch arms. And in Skyler's testing, I'm the only person who's managed to break these. And these are 3mm. But what he's also done is sent me, I don't know if you can see the difference, he sent me some thicker arms. And these are 3.5mm. And he's widened on the 3.5mm. You probably won't be able to see this. He's very slightly widened around the bolt hole that failed. The carbon, so you can see it goes out and then goes inwards. And what he said to me on email is that the original frame was relatively heavy, but I kind of liked that because it would give me additional flow as I was building this as a freestyle quad. But he said with the new GoPro arms, as he's calling them, the weight would be pretty much the same as the original frame, even with the stronger arms. So what I'll do now is I'll put this together and let's have a look at this little guy. But I'm really excited about this. I love that we've actually got a proper GoPro session mount on a 3-inch quad. That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Skyler. I'm going to put this together and then let's have a look at it. Right, I've quickly put it together. I haven't tightened anything up, but let's just see first of all. The standoffs he sent me are 30mm, so they're higher than the last one. It's a very pretty little thing. If you go back to my video, or one of my videos, you'll know I made quite a lot of amendments to mine to turn it around, to make the whole carrying a GoPro session easier for me. So I slanted the top plate, I cut a hole in the back, I did a lot of things which probably really upset Skyler, so apologies for that, I just got carried away. But let's just see how much this weighs. And this has got the thicker 3.5mm arms on it. So 49 grams. So yeah, he's spot on. So with a heavier 3.5mm arms, it's the same weight as the original frame was with the 3-inch arms. And I haven't really lost any of the things that I particularly liked on the first one, because now we've got a proper GoPro couch. It's exactly what I needed. Gosh, I love this. If this frame holds up, this is my perfect 3-inch frame. If you've watched the channel, you know I've looked at quite a few other frames recently. Looked at this little guy, which I didn't particularly like. Looked at this guy, which I really did like, but you can see, if you're going to be carrying a GoPro, which is what I want to do, you can see the huge difference in size. And while this is lighter and it's a really nice little quad, you can see the problem. It's not really got the top plate to carry a GoPro session, although you could use obviously a RunCam Split. Whereas this guy, it's almost like it's been designed for me. Oh, I really like it. It's really, really nice. Which way did it go? God, it's just fantastic. Look at that. Right, if you're watching this video and you're puzzled as to why I'm messing around with GoPro sessions and RunCam 3s on top of a little quad, and why I'm not just using a RunCam Split or a RunCam Mini, the answer to that question is I hate them with a passion. I've spent a rather large amount of money on RunCam Splits, and I also spent a rather large amount of money on a GoPro session. And several months down the line, I can tell you that my RunCam Splits are not in any quad because none of them are working, and my GoPro session, which runs on top of every one of my quads, is working absolutely fine, and gives me better video quality. It doesn't, YouTube likes the footage that it produces, whereas the RunCam Split tends to get pixelated. So the RunCam Split is absolutely fine, and I know they've fixed a lot of the issues, but it's just not as good as a GoPro session. And if I was to put a RunCam Split in a small, light 3-inch quad, it will fly really, really well. But what I'm looking for is a proper freestyle quad, like you would have on a 5-inch, but in a 3-inch version. So I want the additional weight. The whole experiment of this is just to see if I can get the flow and the power to create a smooth flying, really good footage quality 3-inch quad. And given my testing on the Zero S3M, I suspect I can, and I'm praying that this frame is going to give me that, because I absolutely love it. In terms of what I'm looking for, this is spot on. So apologies, this is a bit of a waffly video, but I'm absolutely blown away. And the one thing that's in the bottom of the box that I forgot to mention is this, which is mountain sage picked from 5,000 feet up, which Skyler kindly sent me to give me a flavour of where he is. And if I smell it, it smells absolutely beautiful. Alternatively, he might have laced this with poison because I broke his first frame, and I might die in about 2 seconds. So yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I mean, essentially he sent me a whole quad. The only thing I'm missing is a VTX and an antenna. And I've got a little TBS Unify race here and lots of antennas, so we're good to go. So thank you ever so much for this, Skyler. Thank you for getting on board with my whole mad RunCam 3 or GoPro session idea. Thank you ever so much for sending me all of this stuff, which I'm just blown away by. And as I said, I've even got 5 or 6 normal arms as well, should I want to lighten the quad up a little bit. I've got the 3D printed camera mounts. So have a look at my initial review for this frame, where I really loved it. And as I said, the major difference is he's just slimmed down this top plate, and looks like he's slimmed down very slightly the bottom plate, but it retains everything that I want. Yeah, and these 3D printed parts have just made my day. So yeah, apologies for the fanboy video, but when someone goes to the efforts of listening to your points, making thicker arms, designing a GoPro session couch and mount, that's somebody who's getting along or is taking on board what you're trying to do and really trying to achieve something along the same veins. So if we can crack this, I think this is going to be a really exciting project, certainly for me. I mean, not everybody might feel that way, But for me, a guy who owns a RunCam 3 and a GoPro Session, this is brilliant. So a huge thanks to Skyler at 360 Degree Hobbies. I will wear your hat when I fly it. Check out the session footage as proof. So thanks for sending me all this stuff. Absolutely amazed. It's like Christmas Day. And keep tuned. I'm not going to do a build video. I did a build video of the original of this original frame actually, but I absolutely hated my build video because I couldn't see what I was doing, and it was really kind of, while the actual quad turned out really well, the actual build video was full of dodgy soldering and all the rest of it. So I took it down because I just couldn't stand watching it. So I'm gonna build this with love and care. I'm going to use all the components that he sent to me. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this guy, not because it's not a great piece of kit, but my worry with what I'm trying to do is whether it'll add too much weight. But if you were running a normal 3-inch with without the RunCam or the GoPro Session, you wouldn't have any issues there. I just feel it might be a little bit overkill with what I'm trying to do, but I'll have a think about that and chat with Skyler and see what he says. And I've also built this one with the arms on the bottom as per Skyler's design. I did put mine originally on the top, which he wasn't particularly happy with. I don't really see what difference it makes, but I'm going to build this one as he's designed it, and let's see what we get out of it. So if the snow ever goes, let's get this guy up in the air, and I'm hoping that I'm going to have a lot of fun with this guy. So once again, thanks very much, Skyler. Really appreciate you sending me all this stuff, and I'll try to do the best I can to get this working as per my dream. Thanks again. Cheers. Bye bye.